Tinubu spoke at the NEC conference in Abuja, and the message coming out from that meeting has continued to draw attention across the country because of the tone, the direction, and the clear signals it sent about what the government is focusing on right now. The National Economic Council meeting brought together state governors, key federal officials, and economic managers, and from the very start, it was clear that this was not going to be a routine gathering. The president's words were carefully chosen, calm, but firm, and many listeners noticed that he was not only talking about today but also about where Nigeria is heading in the coming years. Before we go deeper, if you find this kind of clear and balanced political gist useful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss important updates like this. The main focus of Tinubu's speech was the economy, but not just in abstract terms. He spoke about coordination, responsibility, and the need for all levels of government to work together. He reminded governors and other leaders that economic growth does not happen by chance. According to him, planning, discipline, and cooperation are necessary if the country wants to move forward. He stressed that the NEC is not just a meeting where people talk and leave, it is meant to be a place where real decisions are made and followed up with action. One part of the speech that many people found interesting was his emphasis on long-term planning. Instead of focusing only on short-term solutions, the president talked about building a structure that will support growth over time. He spoke about development plans that look several years ahead, touching on areas like agriculture, education, infrastructure, and human capital. The message was simple: if Nigeria wants stability, it must think beyond immediate pressure and focus on sustainable progress. He also made it clear that the economy cannot grow properly without security. In very direct but calm language, he acknowledged that insecurity has affected businesses, farming, investment, and daily life for many Nigerians. He explained that no investor wants to put money where there is fear, and no community can develop when people do not feel safe. This was not said in a dramatic way, but it carried weight because it showed awareness of the reality on the ground. At this point, let me quickly remind you again to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you clear and professional news updates. Another strong signal from the NEC speech was the president's focus on agriculture and food production. He spoke about improving farming systems and modernizing how agriculture is done in Nigeria. He made reference to reforms that encourage more organized livestock management and better farming practices. This part of the speech showed that agriculture is still seen as a major pillar for economic growth, job creation, and food security. Many listeners saw this as a sign that the government wants to reduce pressure on food prices and improve rural development. What stood out throughout the speech was the president's insistence on responsibility at the state level. He reminded governors that development does not come only from the federal government. States, according to him, must use their resources wisely, attract investment, and create environments where businesses can grow. This was seen by many as a clear message that performance will matter more going forward, and that states will be expected to show results, not just plans. Another point that caught attention was the call for data-driven decisions. Tinubu spoke about the need to base policies on facts, research, and proper analysis. He suggested that decisions should be measured and evaluated so leaders can know what is working and what needs adjustment. This approach, according to analysts, shows a shift toward more structured governance, where results are tracked and policies are reviewed regularly. As the speech continued, it became clear that this NEC meeting was also about sending reassurance. With the current economic challenges facing many Nigerians, people are looking for signs that leaders understand their concerns. The president's tone was not confrontational. It was steady and focused, and that may be why many people describe the speech as strategic. It was not about making loud promises, it was about outlining direction. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you are finding this breakdown useful. Your support makes a big difference. When you look at the wider political picture, the NEC speech also fits into the broader conversation about governance and the future. Nigeria is moving forward in a period where accountability and performance are being discussed more openly. Every major speech now is closely watched, not just for what is said, but for what it suggests about policy priorities. In that sense, the NEC address was not just an economic discussion, it was also a signal of leadership style. The emphasis on cooperation stood out clearly. Tinubu repeatedly highlighted the need for unity between federal and state governments. He made it clear that progress will be faster when leaders work together instead of pulling in different directions. This message resonated with many observers because economic challenges often require collective effort, not isolated actions. Another reason this speech gained attention is timing. With ongoing discussions around reforms, governance, and development, many Nigerians are paying close attention to what leaders are saying. The NEC conference came at a moment when expectations are high, and people are eager to see policies that can improve daily life. That is why the speech has continued to trend and spark conversations beyond the conference hall. From a communication point of view, the speech was carefully balanced. It acknowledged challenges without creating fear. It talked about plans without exaggeration. It encouraged action without blame. This balance is likely why it has been described as carrying signals many didn't expect. Some expected a more political tone, but what they heard was more policy-focused. As the meeting came to an end, the message left behind was clear: the government wants to focus on structure, coordination, and steady progress. Whether these plans will translate into visible changes on the ground is something Nigerians will continue to watch closely. For now, the NEC conference has set a tone and direction that many people are still discussing. At the end of the day, this speech has added another layer to the ongoing national conversation. It reminded leaders of their responsibilities and reassured citizens that economic planning and security remain key priorities. The coming months will show how these words turn into action, but for now, the NEC address has clearly made its mark. If you want more clear and professional Nigerian political news and analysis like this, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who want to understand what is happening in the country. Thank you for watching, and we will keep bringing you the latest updates as they happen.